Wow, the camera puts 20 pounds on it. They said it was only 10.
Well, if you want a different angle, get
I wouldn't
situated
have eaten
before
all
we.
day today had I.
He's doing curls. He's like, suck it in.
You know what happened though? He sat in the sauna for 9 hours.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna open us up, and you're gonna introduce. All right,
Sounds good.
because I'm excited tonight.
Do it.
Welcome back to another episode of Unscripted Exchanges. Hayden, I think we've got a guest here today. I'd love for you to introduce us to the guest we've got on here.
Heck yeah, Cole. We have an awesome guest for you guys tonight. The one and only Artie Fehr, owner of Art Fehr Jewelers. He is the best in town here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And you don't necessarily have to be in the Cincy area, tri-state area. Heck, people come and travel to him. He's good at what he does. Like I said, he is the best in the business. He recently just took good care of me and my wife now. So really appreciate that. We're super excited to have Artie on the show tonight. Artie, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's a
Hoorah!
privilege.
See, it gets me jacked up when somebody else does it too. Like I get excited, Artie. I'm excited to have you on here.
Yeah, it's nice to be with you guys. You guys are awesome.
You know, I was checking out. First of all, I'm a little upset. I didn't know. I feel like obviously my brother knows your sons very well.
Yes.
I did not realize that you were this big and you're this big of a jeweler. Like I started getting your Instagram and looking at all these. I'm like, first of all, these are all feel good photos because it's like people like, oh, like my forever, and it's like shit like that, and you're just like, oh, this is happy.
I mean, is there
Dude,
a
what a
bad
magical thing to do.
Is there a bad engagement photo? I've never seen one.
Yeah, not on Instagram these days. It seems like everybody's got that one shot, right?
You need to make like making miracles happen. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the start to a good relationship is going to Art Fehr Jewelers.
Yeah,
I can do a little video for you actually.
Yeah, no, we try to make everything really good for everybody, and starts with a nice ring to get the ladies started, right?
You're damn good at what you do, sir. So what got you into this business? Now, I know this answer, but for the listeners, why don't you tell us a little bit more?
So I want to hear it. I'm
I,
kind of perking up.
I started when I was probably like 15 years old, really. Worked with my family down at Richter and Phillips Jewelers for a long time, and in the last couple of years, I've gone out on my own. So I've had plenty of experience and dealt with tons of super cool, nice people over the years, and I love people. You know, it's a people business, and I think dealing with all my friends and their kids and everything has been a real privilege. It's a big moment in people's lives. You know, I get to help celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, Christmases, engagements, you know, really whatever it is. And I'm just honored to always be there if somebody ever needs any help with something. If I got to stick up for my guys, you know, my other armchair quarterback guys that, you know, usually walk in the door, and I always tell them, I'm like, I know you guys are like, bless me, Jesus, for I have sinned. Please help me find someone good to buy some jewelry or a ring from. And I take pride in that and trying to make it a nice, easy, comfortable process for them. But so I've been working kind of in the business really for the last 40 years. The last two have been on my own in the towers of Kenwood right now. I have a nice little setting that's nice and cozy and private for people to come up and hang out in nice and peace and quiet. And as long as I've got a lot of options for everybody to look at, then I feel good about doing my job because you need to have a lot of options to kind of be able to pick from something nice. So that's kind of always been my forte is to
Customize.
Yeah, it's just gotta, you know, I do a lot of custom things for people. If they have a picture of something that they want to make, I can make that. So I can do a little bit of everything pretty much. The only thing I'm not really working with are watches right now, but everything else is good. So it's been a good run. Hopefully, knock on wood, keep it going for a while.
Well, I'll share my experience real quick here, Cole, before you
let's hear
dive
it.
in. Yeah, first off, your place in Kenwood, love it, beautiful. You gave us the works in terms of how you laid everything out. And that's the one thing I want to make clear to anyone listening to this is Artie will work with you. He's not there just to sell you on, you know, the most expensive piece of jewelry. He wants to make sure it works out for you or whomever you're getting that piece of jewelry for. And I don't think a lot of people actually operate that way. So kudos to Artie in terms of how he operates his business. But at the same time, just the experience is really welcoming, and it's awesome just how you go about, hey, you know, I've got these options. let me educate you on what this is exactly. Like I was asking all sorts of questions because I had no idea what the hell I was getting
You
myself
never
into.
bought an engagement ring. Right.
And
There is no class at school growing up. Jewelry
Diamond
101.
Right.
Need to invent that someday.
you could start an online
YouTube
class,
channel.
man. Look at that. We
That'll
got
be kinda
passive
fun.
income for you.
Yeah, it's it can be very intimidating for guys. So I try to at least take a little bit of the edge off and make it a fun, enjoyable experience. Because it should be. And I always invite the guys to bring the girls if they like to in the beginning. Some like to surprise them and have a total surprise, and some like to have them participate and kind of give them a little bit of guidance, which is cool too, and make sure that what they get is perfect for them every single time, hopefully.
Absolutely. I'm going to slightly flip the script. Are you able to share with us like your wildest or craziest story?
Is that fishing or jewelry or
Jewelry. Sorry. I should be a little bit more.
Okay, now
I kind of
I
dove
kind
into
of
the
want to hear
deep
the
end.
fishing though.
Yeah.
that
It's like, where
loaded
did your head
question
first
right there.
go to?
Like I immediately went to fishing. Now I'm like, well, now I'm gonna be thinking about the rest of the conversation.
No, it's I sold a 10-carat diamond to somebody once. That was real exciting. It's
Dude, that had to be like that big.
it's like a little doorknob on the old doors of your parents' houses.
I mean, is that typically around six figures?
Yeah, it's they're always going to be over 6 figures, and then it's just
Was that a
matter
blood
of how
diamond,
much-
like from the movie, or no?
No, that
Did
was
they
not
carve it
blood
out of like a sheep's back?
No, it was a monster though. And it's just one of those things that you don't see many of them in your lifetime, so
Right.
it's always kind of cool to see something really rare. I've had a couple other cool ones. There's something called a chameleon diamond where it changes colors and different lighting and things of that sort. So there is a lot to the business that people haven't even been exposed to that sometimes if they want to see something unique and different, I can still provide those things for them also.
So let me ask you this. I'm gonna kind of piggyback off that. By the way, I haven't forgotten this fishing thing. That's like
We'll
locked
get
in.
into fishing.
Dude, I can't. Well, when you say, tell me your craziest story, and the first thing he goes, oh, you want a fishing one? It's like, there's gotta be, out of all the crazy things gonna happen, you went to fishing, it must have been wild.
Yeah, I've got a pretty decent one. I was on a trip with my college buddies, and we were down in Fort Myers at a place called Fiddlesticks, and my buddy went shopping with his mother.
Okay.
And so I asked my other buddy while we were still at the house, hey, see if he's got a fishing rod in the garage. And he goes and gets the fishing rod, and I go, and they live on a golf course, so they have a golf course pond that runs past the backyard of their house, and I throw a lure in and catch a little bass, and I'm like, this could be kind of fun. So I throw another one out, and I catch this ginormous bass that goes up in the air. Then he drives himself down into the weeds.
Right.
And I thought he was stuck. So I yelled at my buddy, hey, see if he's got a raft or something in there so I can go get this fish out. Because I was like, I'm not letting
Right,
this
it's that
guy go.
big, right.
He was the big
He was a
guy that
monster.
you always dream about, right? So I go out on this raft and I fight the fish and I get the fish and I bring him in. And I'm real happy and everything. And my buddy comes home with his mom and I tell him the story and he's like, oh my God, dude, my neighbor's dog just got eaten by an alligator in the pond right there last week. And I had my feet dangling off of this raft fighting this fish, having no idea that alligator was probably underneath
It
me.
was probably hunting you.
Oh my God. Although he probably said I was too big. But,
This gator is probably sitting in the water just like, oh, there's a tasty meal. And meanwhile, you're like fighting with this fish.
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So we drove around for 4 more days all the way back to Cincinnati. I have the actual fish stuffed with
No,
this
you don't.
cool.
How big was it?
It was about 10 pounds. So maybe 11.
A stud.
Actually 12.
Hey, no one will know. Just make it 25
15.
pounds. We're on record.
It was
It was
17.
the biggest one I've caught. Let's just say that, right? But it was fun. It's fishing is always a good adventure. You never know what's going to happen, and just getting out on the water is one of those things. So I've always enjoyed taking my kids when we go, on vacation. We try and do a little fishing somewhere when we can, and then sometimes you get sharks. Sometimes you get gosh, Goliath grouper, all kinds of fun and big cool things.
Well, I could spend hours,
show.
a whole show. I could spend a whole week talking about fishing. That's like my absolute favorite hobby that I wish I could do more.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could probably load each other up with stories.
No, it's good.
We'll still stay on that path, but we'll incorporate a business touch. Would you ever? And maybe I'm making this up. I didn't announce this at the beginning of the show, but Artie is also a good family friend. So I've known Artie for many years. He's known me longer. Anyways, I think one time we were talking a few years back, and this was when you were looking to maybe break away and do your own thing, which you ended up doing.
Yeah.
Again, kudos to you for that. But
Thank you.
I think you were talking about maybe exploring the idea of like some type of aquatic or fishing business. Would that ever be something that you would dip your toes in, whether it's just retail, merchandising, selling t-shirts, or maybe, I don't know.
I always thought it would be really cool to make a fishing lure and have like little cubic zirconia diamond simulants incorporated into the lure because they reflect so much light and sparkle that it would drive the fish crazy.
Dude, you'd sell the shit out of those too. You could market them as high end, like the lure, right?
You heard it here first, man. You better get a patent on that.
Like
Someone's gonna steal that
$49.99
from
or
you.
something.
Yeah, I'm sure they would do really well. It'd be kind of cool to see what happens, You just got to get that one first video where the fish go crazy, right?
Dude, we need to take it down
I'd buy one.
We need to take it down to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and catch like a nice sized rainbow trout and have that as your video.
Wouldn't
Like,
that be beautiful?
Let's get some prototypes
put it on
together
a
here.
rooster tail. Like, put it on your own rooster tail with that'd be sharp.
This guy knows fishing.
Yes, he
Oh,
does.
dude, I caught a 14-inch rainbow
Nice.
in Little Pigeon River 2 weekends ago.
Oh, cool. Down in Gatlinburg?
Yeah, in Gatlinburg. Yeah, we. So I was trying to go to this like spot. One of my customers had told me about. He's like, "This is the place." He circled it on the map. He's like, "You got to go here." I'm like, "That's 30 more minutes away." I'm like, "This river looks good." I'm like, "I got the tool. I'm like, this is probably as good as any, right? You're gonna catch a 20 minutes in. I've gone on. I can't tell you how many trout fishing trips and haven't caught shit. There was this one year we went up to Michigan. And it was this whole weekend long, Grayling, Michigan, fly fishing.
Nice.
Didn't catch anything. We ended up stopping at a fish farm, and we paid to catch the biggest trout. They have like the big ponds.
Right.
And we paid, and we sent it to my wife, and we're like, check this out. Like, this is what we caught. She's like, holy shit, that's got to be a record breaker. I'm like, yeah.
Some of those ponds are loaded with monsters.
Dude,
It's kind of fun.
monsters. But, no, I was just thinking like I got in there and I caught it within like 20 minutes. I'm like, this doesn't happen.
No.
This does not happen.
It's a lot of fun when it's catching and not fishing, right?
See, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's my optimistic personality. I'm like one of those people that get down there for 8 hours and not and like I hit a few tree branches. I'm like, that was a bite. That was not. I didn't get stuck. That was a bite. I'll work the same place over and over. I'll try every single lure.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're gonna be fishing there.
Sometimes, as you know, it's just about the peace and quiet, right?
It's just getting out there.
I remember my wife asking me, what do you guys talk about when you're fishing? I'm like, well, we don't even really talk. We're fishing. Sometimes it's just the peace and quiet and serenity of the environment, which is kind of cool. But yeah, back to the question. Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun to come up with a really cool lure that was jewelry related, but.
Well, you saw
I think
it here.
that's a fantastic idea.
You heard it here. That's what we gotta.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Big announcement.
Yeah, yeah. Breaking news. No, I want to circle back, Artie, to your story. You were telling your story, and we kind of got sidetracked with the fish. Which ADD over here, we could do that.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, we could totally do that. But what I heard you say is you said 15 is when you first got your first taste in the jewelry.
Yeah. So
And I wanted to know, like, what about the industry and about just the business side of it? What excited you? Like, when and maybe it's not super complicated, right? Because there's not always this light bulb moment that everybody wants to act like there is. Sometimes just things kind of fall into motion. But what about the industry kept you in it for 40 years and then pushed you enough to actually open your own jewelry store? Like, what about it?
Yeah, well, I had the privilege to work with my family for a long time, and we turned a small jewelry store downtown into a pretty good big machine. It was really cool and an honor to be part of that.
I think he's being humble. I want to say it's like Cincinnati's number one
Yeah,
place.
it's a good setup.
Yeah.
And so I miss a lot of folks down there, but it's been kind of cool doing my own thing. I think the biggest part, though, honestly, is just being able to celebrate these special occasions with people. You know, they're coming in with really big hopes and dreams and occasions to celebrate. And so you try and make it a really pleasant visit. And then I love the thrill of giving good deals to guys. It just
Makes you feel good.
makes me feel really good. And you can sleep at night. And they're going to find out usually one way or another whether they were taken care of or not. And I want them to always find out, wow, that was a good deal. That guy's crazy. That's awesome, though. And then hopefully they come back. It's not about the first sale. It's laying the groundwork for, you have the engagement, and then you have birthdays, Christmas, anniversaries, sweetest day, Valentine's Day, because you're in the doghouse day.
Right.
I know I got about 9 shots at you guys every year. So
Right.
if I treat you right the first time, it's like school. You're comfortable, and you'll come back to the same desk that you went to the first day at school.
Yep.
And that seems to work pretty good. And Cincinnati's got a lot of cool people. In northern Kentucky, we always have done a ton of business with Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, people that come from all over the place, which is cool. And, it really is an honor if somebody tries to find you or comes and works with you because, they could go to a million other
Right.
places.
Right. They chose to come to you. I love the underlying tone of that. Of what you just said, what I'm pulling out of it, which I think is really neat, is that you find fulfillment in it, and you find fulfillment, and it wasn't some grandiose thing. It wasn't some, I mapped out my 5 steps for my life. It was you did something, you found something you liked and made you feel good.
Yeah,
and there's no better feeling, and I feel like there's a lot of times too, in anything any of us do, where we're like, how am I helping people, right?
Right.
And somebody from an outsider's perspective go, well, how does a jeweler help somebody, right? How does but then hearing it from your perspective of like, I get to be a part of the journey, right? Like Hayden, you got to come in and he helped you pick a ring out for your now wife, right? That's dope. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you get to be a part of people's lives and like the fun, exciting.
they're big moments.
Yeah.
Right? And not everybody gets a chance to do something that they really enjoy and like. So that's the other part that's kind of cool is I get to have a lot of fun every day, working with people. So it makes it easy. And again, it's one of those things that hopefully will continue, right?
I just love the fulfillment piece of that. I mean, that's just something that we preach all the time. It's, find something that fills your bucket, right? Find something that fills your cup. And it sounds like you found something that you've done very well and you're continuing to do very well, and it fills your bucket. That's just,
It's a beautiful thing.
It gives me chills.
Not
man.
many
Yeah.
people can say that they love what they do.
Yeah, and just
Look at you two guys. You guys are rocking it here. You got a pretty good thing going. And
Thank you.
oh, we love it, man. I don't like this guy that much, honestly, but
I'm looking for a replacement, Artie.
right. I don't know. He's pretty strong, buddy. And the two of you work off of each other pretty well. It sounds like, I was extremely nervous driving here. It was like the clock was going forward 5 minutes at a time this last hour, to drive over here. And because you just, I have a face made for radio, obviously. But
oh my, come on,
You're
now.
crushing it. Is this your first time on a podcast?
yeah, I was extremely excited to be a part of this because I know you two guys rock it pretty good, and I do really appreciate it. I've been friends with
Best episode yet, baby.
Hell yeah.
Best
Paul's
episode.
mom and dad and your mom and dad for a long time. And
Well, word on the street is Burrow and Jamar got their diamond mouthpieces from you. But
Wait,
don't
what?
fact check me. Don't
What?
fact. It might be a little bit of a joke, but I don't know. People have to do their own research.
yeah, hey, you never know. Some of those mouthpieces could be worth a lot of money, right?
That's right. And who's to say that they don't get more made in the future and they're coming your way?
Yeah, no, I've had the privilege.
Or
of-
I get one. I'm gonna get grills.
There we go. Next episode, you better be rocking
wall,
those.
baby. You know that song? Let me see your grill. Like this.
Yeah. I was also thinking one of my other arty ideas. pretty crazy sometimes. But I was thinking, how could you incorporate jewels into sports and work that angle, right? And so a couple of my things were, wouldn't it be cool, like if in the middle of the baseball glove you could drill in like this 10-carat diamond, so when it goes back for the catch on
Oh, it's like
TV,
shining.
Holy
it's shining
shit!
and
You know how many
sparkling,
rich athletes would do that?
or if he's a hockey goaltender and you put it right in the top middle part of his mask, it's like diamonds mean unconquerable, so it's kind of got some fun meaning to it too, but kind of cool. But
I'll take the first prototype, okay?
yeah,
Free of charge.
right, right,
Free of
right.
charge to do.
We'll break it on.
We'll give you that 10-carat.
Yeah.
Would that be nice?
I like that chameleon. Okay, I'm gonna ask you something that's pretty jewelry specific because
Sure.
we got I don't know much about jewelry. My wife knows a lot more than I do. I took the route of tell me exactly what you want, and I'll get it. That's the route I took. With
I
her.
want to. I'm going to jump in. I think a lot of men these days do that because
Dude.
it's just you're saving yourself time. You're making your better half happy.
Well, and my wife, bless her heart, Amanda, I love you so much. She is the definition of not tell you. She's not going to fake it. If she doesn't like something, she'll just want to be like I love you, I appreciate it, but I don't like it.
that's
like,
when you know you got a good woman.
yeah.
man.
Like
you
she's
don't
like,
want someone
why?
to lie to
She's
you.
like, just get me what I want. I'll tell you, and I'm just like,
I think that works the easiest.
it's
right?
it is.
I'll have a lot of guys just walk in with their phone and hold it up in the air and go, "This is it."
Yeah,
You
dude.
know, do you got this?
Well, the problem I used to try to go off in left field because like I said, I'd be like, well, I want to have a say in it, right? So she said, I want this. I'd be like, oh, but what if I do a spin on it? And it happened enough times where it was like my spin didn't work. So we've got a good system now. But what I was going to ask you, go off that tangent, is speaking about jewelry right now, right? You've got, and I don't know a whole lot. You got like, precious gems, right? You've got diamonds, cubic zirconia, and then obviously you get your silvers and that sort of stuff. But speaking specifically about like gems or diamonds, what is the most popular? Like, is there a trend going on right now for jewelry that like you could talk to?
Yeah. Right now, there's been 50% or more of my guys have been engaging into the field of lab grown diamonds.
Really?
Which is a little different than the traditional dug out of the ground diamond. And it makes a lot of sense for a couple reasons. One being, a lot of my guys or whoever, they're young and they're, starting their first jobs and they're trying to save money for a house maybe, or other things. And the lab grown diamonds, they are diamonds. They have the same physical, chemical, and optical properties as the diamonds dug out of the ground that they call natural.
Right.
And you can argue both ways on which is more preferred or better, but I mean, you definitely see the angle that, you can achieve a little bit better quality and bigger diamond. And, as I tell guys, as long as you're doing good shopping, then it's still, a good deal, quote unquote. And remember, you are the prize. She's getting you when you get on one knee and propose. you
Yeah.
know. The diamond is double bonus, hopefully.
right.
Most of them don't see that at all. No, they're looking, they'd like the nice big sparkle, but in the end, Prince Charming is the real prize, hopefully, right?
So
Go ahead.
what I'm hearing you say, and this was the same spiel you gave Haley and myself walking in, which this is where you really get educated from Artie. He's not just trying to
Just
be
right.
the old school salesperson where he's trying to make the most money as possible. Now you are, don't get me wrong, but you're not trying to screw over the customer. I would say 9 out of 10 people probably have no idea the difference between a lab grown and something that came natural from the earth, right?
Right. So, a natural diamond basically is going to be mined from various different countries and processed through a little bit different system.
Like the back of a sheet. You've seen Blood Diamond, right?
You know what?
Leo
it's been so
DiCaprio?
long. Right.
Okay.
But and a lot of people are concerned, about where
Where they
diamond
came
and
from?
how the diamond is sourced. So that's another reason where the lab-grown diamonds have come in pretty handy. They are basically started with a little seed diamond, and over 2, 3, 4 weeks, a diamond grows in a big metal vat per se. And then it is taken out and cut to perfect specifications a lot of times, and a lot of the quality on them is really high. In the end, I think, it's still a symbol of the love and commitment that a guy's going to have to his girl or to
Well, it's basically
whomever it
it's
is.
basically the same thing, right?
Yeah, it is basically the same thing. It's just
It's just this lab
people
grown.
have a little mental block when they hear lab grown. They think fake. Well, it's
It's literally the same thing, right?
it's literally the
same
same
properties.
thing. It'll be here in 2 billion years, just like a natural diamond that's dug out of the ground. So it's a tough call sometimes because the difference can be. I have guys that may spend 20 to 30 thousand on a 2 carat diamond. They can do a lab grown diamond for like that's higher clarity, higher color, higher quality for
A third of that.
5 or 6 thousand bucks. I mean, it's a pretty major.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but it's
I
like
said, when you're younger, you don't have always 30 grand stashed away, and not that getting a smaller natural diamond is a big deal. You do what you can when you're the age that you are, but it does give them more options too. And not everybody even does a diamond. Some people do a green emerald or a red ruby or a blue sapphire. It's I'm working with some folks that they like salt and pepper diamonds. It's kind of a mixture of they're natural with more inclusions, but they kind of come in different shapes and they're kind of cool and different.
well, I'm hoping we've got some younger men or women on here listening that are looking at shopping. That first of all can go to Artie for their, but also if you don't have 10 or 11 or 12 or 13K to get the big diamond, sounds like a lab grown diamond
Could be the option for
could be
you.
the option. And make sure your wife or your future wife listens to this so she understands that it's basically the same thing. It sounds like.
Yes, I mean you literally need a $10,000 machine to tell the difference. They will be labeled really microscopically
With like a serial number or something? Okay.
But after that, I mean, there isn't really anybody who can tell the difference unless you use a real expensive machine. So
That's pretty
a
interesting.
little different. Yeah, it's taken a big turn in our industry, and I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go. We'll just have to see what happens, really. But the main thing is, I want them to get what they want, and I want them to look like an all-star. And that's the bottom line. That's my job, is to make sure all my guys are all-stars.
Okay, so next question. What has been the toughest part for you as an entrepreneur? Obviously, you were working with the family business. Everybody in Cincinnati knows Richter Phillips. I mean, that's and now everybody's starting to know Art Fehr Jewelers. The name is out there. So my question to you is, what's been the toughest part of going your own, and what has been the biggest challenge?
Yeah, just I'm wearing a lot more hats than I used to. So luckily, my beautiful wife, Christina Fehr, has been my right and left arm. She does a lot of work for me, and I pay her probably not enough, but she's been a big part of our success together, and it's been a real pleasure also kind of working with her again. We used to work together for about 5 or 6 years back in the day, and so it's been nice having her help me. But otherwise, just I'm the hello, I'm the orderer, I'm the greeter, I'm the shower, I'm the seller, I'm the box it up, etc. So it's a little more challenging, but it also keeps me real busy and keeps me out of trouble. That's half the trick. The hardest part of my job is I have to deal with me all day.
Okay, that's tough.
And
Yeah,
that is a really...
dude, I started sweating thinking about that.
I know you feel sorry for me now because I have to deal with me every day, But now it's been good. I look forward to seeing people and try and make sure I block off a good hour and a half for everybody so they can have their due diligence and have a real good experience. Hopefully,
I love that.
yeah, it's been a good run.
I want to go back to your call out working with your wife. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are afraid going into business with their significant other. What advice would you give someone in terms of making that work while not, ruining your relationship outside of work?
You probably just wouldn't work with your significant other.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No,
kidding.
I mean that's
No, it's good.
viable advice. Is you're not going to be a good match in business with your partner, probably stay away from it. But more so,
Actually,
how do you and Tina
succeed?
succeed?
She's the brain a lot of times. I'm the brawn, but she's able to put that woman's touch on everything. If I need any advice on anything of how a woman would react or would like it or how she would, it should be made. Tina is super creative and super awesome, so she can give me that advice that being, just a dumb guy, sports quarterback.
Well, we're dense, is what my wife likes to say. We're dense.
Yeah, so they help in that respect to keep things moving smoothly, and it's just good to have a woman's point of view on gems and jewelry. It is built into their system when they are born. I always tell my guys, if there is any chance that she might see a little inclusion or flaw, they're hawks. They can see through the wall when it comes to their diamond.
Yeah.
Like guys,
You better make sure. So I need to cover your behind, so you're not on the phone in one ear and she's in the other ear and screaming at you. So part of that is part of the job, is to make sure I make it good enough that the ladies are happy too. But yeah.
So it sounds like your wife's an integral part of you being able to do what you do.
Oh yeah, she does. She does appraisals and shipping. We're working with hundreds of thousands of dollars of merchandise. It can be a little nerve-wracking business. Playing Santa Claus is a good gig. But you just got to remember to keep your head on a swivel. And I deal mostly with people that I know already or have been referred to me, so I feel comfortable. That Cole Hazenfield said, "Hey, go check this guy out," and they drop your name, and then I feel
Better about working with them, right?
I think that's just smart business.
Yeah.
Again, that's an opinion, but yeah.
Yeah, you got to be smart about what you're doing, and again, it's a diamond is one of the most valuable things you can hold between two fingers. I mean, besides a check for $1 million, you can hold a diamond.
Dude, that's right.
Yeah,
That big.
$5 million between your fingers.
That's nuts. So let me ask you this, because I heard this and I actually did it. Do you recommend people putting their let's say they buy like expensive jewelry, adding it to their homeowner's insurance?
Yeah, smart call. It's not that expensive. If you have a $10,000 piece of jewelry, it should only cost about $100 a year.
Yeah, it's super inexpensive.
And a lot of people will take their top 5 pieces or top 3 pieces, depending on their deductible, and they'll schedule them with homeowners or renters insurance. And if the price sounds a little bit high, you can shop that around. But then some people like to insure everything, because she's got all her earrings and bracelets and necklaces in one box. And if the box goes bye-bye because they found the box, then that's a problem.
It's a lot of money,
Yeah,
right?
It's a lot of money.
I mean, it's the first thing I did right when I got my wife and her newer ring was add it to I had to get it reappraised because they asked for a reappraisal, and then I just added it to our homeowner, and it was like, I don't know, like $198 a year or something like that. Like not a month, it was like $98.
Yeah.
But I added like a couple other pieces of her jewelry, like earrings and stuff like that, to it. But I mean, super inexpensive.
Well, the other interesting part of this is, I have a lot of buddies that, they're married for 20, 25, 30 years now. And typically, unless you move your house or dwelling to a new house, insurance will not ask you for new values or appraisals on your jewelry.
Right.
So I've got a lot of buddies that never upped their value on their 1-carat diamonds that they bought for $3,000 25 years ago,
Right.
and now they're going to cost them $7,000 if they had to, if it was lost and they had to buy it again. So I used to always say one of my things was, if you did a big commercial at Richter and Phillips, and said, "Hey, if you haven't had your jewelry reappraised for the last 5 or 10 years,
Get it done.
You might want to get it done." Gold is up to almost $2,000 an ounce, all-time records right now.
Really?
So a lot of ladies, that box of hoop earrings and bracelets and stuff is adding up to a lot of money. And on the flip side,
He's going, I'm going to go
I'm
see what
calculating
Haley's
that.
got.
yeah, exactly. What can I pull a little something for?
Have you seen my earring? It's gone missing. No.
Right.
That's your new watch, though.
Right. Yeah, so a lot of people have been also, they're finding some of their old pieces that they never wear anymore, or they're twisted up or broken. And right now is not a bad time to actually sell your broken or twisted jewelry and get money for the gold. And gosh, a lot of it adds up to $600, $800, $1,500, ends up being almost a free vacation for that summer.
Do you offer that service as
About
well?
to ask that.
Yeah, definitely. And I try and pay more than most of the stores just because, that's who I need to be and should be, and if somebody's going to try and
You're going to give them a fair price for it.
yeah, I want to make sure that they're taken care of, and everybody gets a good shake. And
You're playing the long game. I mean, you've been describing it all throughout tonight's conversation. You're not there just to have a customer one time and one time only. You want repeat business.
relationships.
Yeah.
It's
It's a beautiful thing.
it is pretty fun, and again, if somebody gets referred to you, it's just such a compliment, and you feel the obligation and the need to make sure that those guys are, or girls or ladies are really well taken care of, because that was the whole part of them getting referred to you, right? So it's been good.
Love it.
I've been dying. Sorry, I cut you off. I know. I'm really good at cutting Cole off because he's
Jimmy,
got nothing good to ask.
Don't even look at me, Jimmy. Turn around.
I thought we fired Jimmy.
Dude, Jimmy is literally so close. He's eyeballing me. He's laughing at me.
He's an intern, so yeah. Screw Jimmy. I've been sitting on this question all night, Artie. I gotta ask, who is running your social platforms? I'm loving it. You guys are cranking out content 6 or 7 times a day. Cole and I are trying to create a machine ourselves, but we want to learn from you. Who's doing it? How you doing it? We love what you're posting.
Or are you just a dog?
I do a lot of it lately. My daughter Carly,
Shout out to
done a lot of
Carly.
it, yeah, and shout out to Carly. She is in England right now with her fiance after just getting engaged. They're waiting for a fiance visa to come through for him.
Wait, is he from?
Yeah, so he's from a little bit north of London.
Wow.
And then shout out to my son Jason, who just got engaged to Diana. So have one married and 2 that are engaged, and it's been exciting. 2 more to go. And I can't forget to say happy 90th birthday to my father, Frederick.
Holy smokes.
Fehr.
Happy birthday. That's awesome.
Happy birthday. Can I call him Freddie or is it Frederick?
Freddie is good.
Happy
Freddie's
birthday,
I
Freddie.
hope I make it. You said 90?
9-0.
Wow, I hope I make it to
think
90.
I worked it out to 32,800 days, or 788,400 hours.
Can we have him on the show? I'm sure he's got a bank of knowledge too.
He would love it. He worked. His father bought Richter and Phillips in the 30s, and then he worked with him forever for 50, 60 years. And then my brother came along, and he was a big integral part from bringing the business to where it is today. And I worked with him for a long time, and so it was a good run. And my dad and his dad worked together for a long time, and it's hard to believe his dad lived to be 96. So hopefully Freddie's got another 6 more years in him. But today is his birthday.
Dude, that's awesome.
Happy birthday. That's awesome.
Happy birthday, Freddie.
Thank you.
You're coming on next, brother. Yeah, young man. Man.
He's got some stories, I'm sure.
Can't
Well,
wait.
I think we're getting close. So I wanted to hit Mr. Artie here with some quick hitters.
Yeah.
So first one, Skyline or Gold Star?
Skyline.
Skyline. Okay.
Actually, Gold Star cheeseburgers are incredible.
Are they gas?
Ooh, I don't know if I've ever had one.
The soft buns, they're really good, honestly. I know they're not known for that. But
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with another random good burger too. Now that you said that, I'll let you in a little secret. Go to Arby's and order their Wagyu burger.
really,
It is so good.
that's awesome.
We it was like probably 6 months ago, and we were driving up to Michigan, and I'm like, let's get Arby's, and there was like, no. I'm like, come on, let's just try Arby's. I'm like, I actually don't want roast beef. I'm pulled there, I'm like, oh, they got a Wagyu burger. I'm not kidding you.
It was awesome.
Fire! It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm trying that. I might try that Gold Star tonight on the way home.
Yeah, there's a. Yeah, I worked at Zips for a couple years, so Zip Burger is obviously awesome. And then down the street, Delwood, a fairly new restaurant, they've got killer burgers too.
You're making me hungry.
Nothing better than
Dude, I'm so hungry
good
now.
little double cheeseburger. I've been trying to lay off those a little bit lately, but as I look at the camera, I need to lay off them a little bit more, I think.
I think you look good, man. What are you, like 42, 43?
Nice. 58.
Oh,
Cole's
58,
very good at what he does.
58 years young, man.
Yeah, he is very good. That's nice. Bonus points. Yeah, it's just saying the word 60 years old is unbelievable, really. But
You're just hitting your prime, is what I like to say.
God, I hope so.
We're going to be entering into a new decade ourselves.
Why do you-
3-0.
Why do you gotta say that?
Well,
30's
we're
the new
talking numbers.
30's the
here.
new 23 is what
Yes,
I've heard.
30 is still very young, thank God.
Hey, age is just a number for everyone. It's a mindset, you know?
Yes.
Go out and do what you want to
Okay,
do.
so next question. Hayden was gonna hit you with the day and night question. That's a little tough. I feel like that's a tough one. So I'm gonna switch it up.
Okay.
Beach or lake? Well, some lakes do have beaches. So quite lake or ocean?
I like the ocean. Ocean is so cool. You never know what you're going to see when you're out there. There's flying fish, there's sea turtles, there's, little
Mermaids.
mermaids.
Merman.
Mermaids.
Good point.
Wait, what sweeps the ocean floor?
I have no idea.
A mermaid.
Good one.
My daughter taught me that. She told me that one. I thought it was funny.
I just saw that movie, Little Mermaid.
Is it good?
It was actually pretty good.
I really want
Like
to
the
see
new
it.
one on Disney Plus or whatever?
Is it on? I think it's in theaters
Yeah, we
still.
saw it in the theater.
Okay.
It's the new real people.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So you guys believe that mermaids are real?
Yeah,
then?
100%.
Okay. All right, so they're
Oh
real.
yeah,
Okay.
gotta be. You
Dude,
gotta
there's
believe
no-
We're going down a rabbit
There's
hole at the end
absolutely
here.
no doubt in my mind that mermaids are real.
it. And they're all beautiful.
Yeah,
That's one of the other things.
they can all sing too,
Yeah,
but
Base-
only underwater.
Baseball or football?
that's tough. But gosh, football is ruling the world right now, you know. But having the Reds have the success that they've had, I have not wanted to turn on a Reds game in 10 years or more, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Now it's fun.
Every night I come home, we're wondering if the Reds are on, and we're turning that thing on, and we're watching every inning because they are so excited.
They're electric.
Oh my God, it's just incredible. They have this young core about them of super nice, tough, young guys, and it's just so cool to see. But the Bengals are the Bengals, you know. Everybody loves
Joey
the
B.
Bengals. Joey
The Joey B effect.
Bro,
We're going to be
Hear them
sending.
Bengals growling, mean and angry.
I wish I knew the rest of those lyrics, but I don't.
dun, 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 dun. Something like that.
Rough, tough. No,
Touchdown Bengals, put some points up on the board.
that's the
And win game
team.
for Cincinnati. But yeah, so it's coming soon.
And I'm jacked up. Let's play some football.
And then we can't forget, you know, FC Cincinnati breaking lots of records.
Dude, they're killing it
Are they
too.
still top of the division or whatever?
They are, I think, by a pretty good margin. I think they are still undefeated at home.
Impressive.
Cincinnati sports, baby.
Yeah, we've got the trifecta going on right now. It's been pretty cool, really, to be a Cincinnati sports fan.
Can't wait.
Hope it'll keep going, right?
Amen. It will.
Yeah.
It won't stop. Well, I think that's all we got in the gas can for tonight, but Cole is interrupting me to let me know that we're not done.
One more quick question, then we'll wrap it up.
You always got to steal the show.
No,
you
you're
got
gonna
to one up
close.
me.
You're gonna close. What's some advice you would like to give to your children and younger entrepreneurs or people just trying to figure out what they're gonna do with their lives?
Well, first try and find some things that you really enjoy and you like. And then it's just a matter of how to start that business or whatever it may be. It's a tough question because in the end, you got to make enough money to survive. So you don't always get the chance to just go out and run a fishing boat all day long. Like,
Right.
I would love to do because the money and the work is so hard. You can't make enough. But, be yourself. And, my kids have all been instilled with great values. Thank God to my loving wife. I try to chime in here and there, but, through Guardian Angels and McNicholas High School, University of Cincinnati, Ohio University, Miami University, we've supported them all. They've all got my money. Luckily, they'll stay in business. But just entrepreneurship it's not easy. But if you work hard enough and you want it bad enough, you got to go for it once. Now's the time when you're younger, and if it doesn't work out,
You learned a lot.
You learned a lot, and there's always a plan B, right?
Love it.
I appreciate you guys having me today.
It was a blast.
fire.
Our pleasure.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, please check out Art Fehr Jewelers. He is the best in the Cincinnati area, maybe the best around. I think the best around. That's a fact. But again, check out Art Fehr Jewelers. He's got an awesome Instagram post or page as well. You can see a lot of his work with his clients. He's fun to be around. He'll work with you. Great experience. 10 out of 10. I truly mean that. Artie, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah,
We had
I
a
appreciate
ton
it,
of fun.
guys. It's been a
Thanks for
real
coming on,
pleasure.
man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Talk soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. So,
Gas.
That was perfect.